guys, welcome back to my channel. So I know it's been a while since I've made a video, but of course I'm here again to do another relationship video. And I've actually dusted off my All the Rules book, and I'm here to offer you some more tips and tricks and advice from this book. I do actually enjoy this book when I actually have time to read it, and I think that the tips that I find in here are very, very useful and very helpful, and I just want to share them with you. And hopefully some of you guys have actually purchased this book and actually started reading it for yourself. I mean, you will get a lot out of it. I personally have as well. And again, I'm going to remind you of what book I've been reading and talking to you guys about. This is All the Rules, Time-Tested Secrets to Capturing the Heart of Mr. Right. And this book is by Ellen Finn and Sherry Snyder. So I have offered you guys a few tips from previous videos from this book. And high school dating, college dating, confidence and being a creature unlike any other, things like that. And there's plenty more in here that suits every area of a girl's life, whether she's in a committed relationship, already married, or whether she's still single and looking, casually dating. There's something in here for everybody, and I highly suggest this book. But today I'm going to be reading from rule number 34, and this is called Love Only Those Who Love You. As I've already stated in my other videos, confidence is so important before getting into a relationship. Having that self-confidence and building your own confidence before you try to get into a serious relationship. The thing that I've always been taught and the things I've always heard is love yourself first. You have to love yourself. You have to be happy with who you are. You have to be confident with who you are. And you have to love every part of you. Even though you may wake up some mornings and may not feel like the prettiest girl in the world, at the end of the day, you have to love yourself for who you are and know that you can't really change who you are. So you just have to be happy with who you are. And once you love yourself, you can honestly love someone else. And so I think loving yourself is going to be the ultimate thing in building confidence and not relying on someone else to bring you happiness. You have to be able to provide for yourself in terms of happiness. You can't expect someone else to give you happiness. They may aid in your happiness, but overall you have to be the one to provide your own happiness. So the biggest thing while you're in relationships is, it says here that love those who only love you. Okay, so if you're with this guy and you've been dating him a while and you just aren't feeling that he really cares about you genuinely, that he really loves you, and that you're always putting forth the effort and giving him all you have, and it seems like he's not really returning the favor or showing it equally, you know, you're putting more in than he's giving you, and I think it should be equal. And you should only love those who love you. Why continue to put effort into something that isn't going anywhere? If that person's not feeling what you're feeling, why continue to put things in there? And I think it's a self-esteem issue. For those who don't have high self-esteem or rely on someone to give them happiness, they're going to continue to be with someone who doesn't really love them. And you need to be with someone who really loves and cares for you equally as much as you do. And that starts by building up your own self-confidence and being happy with who you are. And that's when you're going to be able to say, I'm going to only love those who love me as equally and in return as much as I love them. So the greatest payoff is loving someone who loves you just as equally. Okay, so let's see. If you have been following the suggestions in this book, you have learned to take care of yourself. You're eating well and working out. You're busy with interests and hobbies and dating, and you're not calling or chasing men. You have high self-esteem because you're not sleeping around or having affairs with married men. Hopefully no one's doing that. I know, people my age hopefully aren't doing that, but you never know. You love with your head and not just your heart. I love that saying, love with your head and not just your heart. With your heart, you tend to put all your emotions in it. You don't think clearly, and, love is the biggest, thing that messes up your judgment. If you're constantly thinking with your heart and all the emotions involved, you're not going to make the smartest decisions all the time. So you have to use your head and ask for, have that balance of loving with your heart and with your head so you make clear decisions. You are honest. You have boundaries, values, and ethics. You are special, a creature unlike any other. Any man would be lucky to have you. So you have to look at your qualities as far as dating, what kind of things you possess. Are you confident? Do you have values? Do you have morals? Do you have things that set you apart from other girls out there? And then when you're dating this guy, do you put these rules forward and say, hey, I have these things and these boundaries that I don't want to cross, and I believe this way, and I have these certain things, and hopefully that, hopefully he'll agree with you, and that's going to be a big indicator of whether or not you should keep dating this guy, and it's going to be a huge sign to him that you're confident, you have high self-esteem, and that you're not relying on him, and that you don't have to be with him, that you can find someone else who can make you just as happy if you wanted to. And so you need to really put those things out there, put your values out on the table, put your morals out on the table, and make sure that you have high self-esteem. In high school, I was still, trying to figure out, who I was and what my morals were and what exactly I believed that was different from my parents. And so, loving someone who loved me just as equally is very difficult because, I had, trouble, with these kind of things, being confident and, having, morals and values that were different from my parents that I can just say were my own. And so that's why it's so hard in high school and dating, because you're still coming out of your own. You're still, coming out of your shell and trying to find out who you are. And even in college, it's just as is equally hard. But it's a little bit better because you're becoming more independent and you're becoming to establish things for your own self. That makes dating a little bit more easier. And since I've been in college, it has been a lot more easier to kind of, wing out those guys that weren't exactly for me and who did not love me as equally as I loved them. So those are two differences between high school and college. And I'm not trying to say that, all high school girls have low self-esteem, they don't know their morals, and they don't have values. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that in high school is a little bit more difficult because you're still developing and finding out who you are and what you want and who you want to be. And that's the same in college too, but in college you're a lot more established than you are in high school. So, because you love yourself, you are no longer interested in men who ignore you, cheat on you, hurt you physically or emotionally. If you're ever with a guy who hurts you physically, you need to leave that relationship. And any man who truly loves you would never lay a finger on you. And I don't care how handsome he is. I don't care, how much money he makes or what he gets you or how many times he tells you he loves you. If he physically hurts you, that man does not care about you because he's abusing you and he's hurting you. And if you have low self-esteem, that's going to be a trigger that's going to make you want to stay in that relationship because you don't have that high self-esteem that's telling you to get out. Please, please build your self-esteem. A man should never hit a woman, in my opinion. Never, ever lay a finger on a woman, no matter how angry he gets. And he should never emotionally abuse you either. But, emotional abuse can also be dangerous. But we all slip up and we all say things that we don't mean. And I think that's something that you can apologize for and let go of versus physical abuse, which is something that should never, ever take place between a man and a woman. So, the kind of man who once nauseated you because they were open books, called too much, wrote mushy cards, and told their friends and parents about you long before you said anything to your friends and parents, you now find attractive and desirable. Of course, we don't mean to suggest that you love someone simply because he loves you. No, you love whom you love. But when a man you are interested in is crazy about you, you're happy about it. You're not bored or turned off. You don't think, gee, this is too easy. Love should be easy. As a result of doing the rules, you have a new attitude. You love being loved. You think that anyone who thinks you're great is great, not only a jerk. You have no desire to chase someone who hasn't noticed you, saw you out, or dialed your number and asked you out. Love is finally simple and sweet, not heart-wrenching and hard. You might be saying to yourself, but of course. Yet, you'll be surprised how many of us only went after men who didn't want us. We thought it was our mission in life to reform men, make men who preferred blondes, if we were brunette, interested in us. We thought we had to work at making men love us. If love came easily, we were bored. Now we like to love easy. We go to dance or a party, and we don't have to work at all. We just show up, do the rules, and whoever likes us, and who doesn't, doesn't. We accept whatever happens. We're laid back and confident. We don't struggle. You're living pain-free. No more lonely Saturday nights. No more waiting for the phone to ring. No more fantasizing about the man who got away or wanted your best friend. No more jealous tantrums. No more checking his desk drawers or coat pockets for incriminating evidence. to be adored and secure at last. That's the incredible payoff you get when you do the rules, and you're going to love it. So, the only thing I really don't like about this rule is that love is easy. Love is not easy. Definitely love is not easy. Falling in love and staying in love with someone takes a lot of work. But as far I kind of understand what they're saying is that you shouldn't have to put so much effort into someone who's not really interested in you. And don't try to run after guys who have no interest in you. You're wasting your time. You know, be happy and accept the guys who come after you. And indulge in that and be happy in that, but don't continue to chase guys who show you no interest whatsoever. You know, I remember back in high school and there'd be the jock or someone I would really like, and I kept with all my heart trying to make him like me, and it just was not there. And I ignored guys who gave me attention and who were so interested in me, but I did not even give them a second thought. And we should not do that. And I think that's what she means where she's saying that love, chasing, going, you know, for someone and falling in love should be easy. It shouldn't be difficult if you're actually going for someone who is interested in you as well. And don't put yourself down if if you get rejected or the guy that you went after isn't interested in you. Don't put yourself down over that. Move on and say whatever, whatever happens, happens. And, don't dwell on it and don't think that there's something wrong with you just because you got rejected or turned down. And that's the biggest thing, when we get rejected or, we chase a guy for so long and they show us no interest, we think, well, what's wrong with me? What is it that I'm doing wrong and why can't I get this guy? You do not have to have it. There are plenty of guys out there that you can have if you stay confident and you stay happy and, you're willing to take rejection as a sign of a lesson as a sign that there's possibly another guy that is a whole lot better than that guy who had the nerve to turn you down. So those are just a passage that I read from that book, and it's just saying that love those who love you, and don't continue to put effort into someone who's not interested in you. That's pretty much it. I am going to be continuing to read this book, like I said, and offering you guys some more tips. I find it to be so helpful for me. Dating in college, particularly at my school, is kind of difficult because I go to a small university and, there's not a lot of variety because everyone is either taken or, they're looking for something, different. They're looking for a more serious relationship and getting married because I did go to a Christian university, so it's all about, finding someone to marry and things like that. And, I'm more of a casual get-to-know-you kind of thing, kind of find out what I want and not really get into serious kinds of relationships. I feel like college is not the time. I feel like, especially for me, because, I'm a nursing student and a lot of my time is spent studying, and getting in a serious relationship is something that I think would not be good for me personally. But we all have our takes on that. And I'm not saying that I'm not ever going to get in a serious relationship while I'm in college, but right now the best thing that I like to do is just casually date, and I do date a lot, but I don't get into anything serious. But this book has been really helpful for me in terms of casually dating and going out and meeting people and having that confidence and building that confidence. And I hopefully, for those who have looked at these videos or have read the book, I hope it has been helpful for you guys as well. And if you have anything that you would like to add to this video or any questions or concerns or anything, please leave them in the comment box below. And of course, please comment, rate, and subscribe. Hope to talk to you guys soon. Bye.